What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. First thing I want to say is I want to apologize about the blurriness. I have some damage to the front-facing camera on my phone. I'm going to get it fixed at some point, but up until then, we're gonna have a little bit of blurriness, or a lot of bit of blurriness going on. So hopefully you yeah, so that thing. Anyway, with that being said, today I would like to talk about the Hassan Campbell. So Hassan Campbell drops a video, either last night or a couple of days ago, whenever the video drops. So he drops the video, um, and he's asking the question on whether he went too far in regards with his conversation revolving around Gilly the Kid's son, Cheese. I would like to have a conversation about that because I think there's such a deeper conversation that needs to be had in there, on how we speak about one another, not just publicly, but also privately. I think that we have to figure out a way to start helping one another, one another to stay focused on the things that's truly important. So basically, I want to have a conversation on what Hassan's platform actually is, because I don't think people understand what Hassan does. So sometimes when he does certain things, people are very highly offended. But so I would like to have a discussion on what his platform actually is, because a lot of our platforms are not the same and they're different. But because of the side of YouTube where we currently reside at, people believe us all to have the same platform. Shout out to NYC's finest. I give the shout right now. Shout out to, if for everybody, I need everybody to go pull up to number man 447 for everybody who enjoys numbers. I used to work on a moving truck for a majority of my life, and a lot of the people that I actually work with played the numbers on a daily. So I don't look at it as gambling. I do look at it as a thing that people do for entertainment purposes. So for entertainment and educational purposes, you should pull up to number man 447, because y'all always looking around to see who got the good picks. YouTube. All right, with that being said, let's get back to what we're doing. So I want to say this, and I want to be clear. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Hassan Campbell's platform might not be the same as other people's platforms. So therefore, when he reports on things, he reports on it differently, like thus we do over here. So I would like to have a conversation about not just whether what he did was too early, too soon, and too much, but also, do people really understand what his platform is here for and what it does? I would like to also have that conversation, just so we could be clear. And besides that, so yesterday, as everybody saw, I have a video of me at the park playing a little bit of basketball. I'm inviting people from the New York City area to be here August 1st. That's tomorrow at Seagate. I'm inviting people in the New York City area to come down here. Seagate in Coney Island, August 1st. We have an event that's going to be down here. I'm pretty sure everybody is going to enjoy and love. If you would like to set up a table here to sell your wares, let me know and I'll get you in contact with. This is for the people who might sell merch. This is for the people who might do whatever you're doing, whatever it is that you do, right? This is for those people. All you got to do is contact me. I'll put you in line with the individuals that you need to be in line with, or I can do it myself. And you can get your own table set up over here and sell whatever the thing is that you sell. So just contact me. I put out that we're going to be having this event. And in the future, just so we could be clear, anytime I mention any which one of these events that we're going to be having here, all you got to do is contact me, and I'll, if you would like to have a table set up, and if you would like to, you know, be able to sell whatever it is that you sell. I think if, as long as you got your licenses that you're supposed to have, I'm pretty sure you can sell food. As long as you, you know, and then you could come sell your shirts or your whatever it is that you have. Maybe you do massaging services, and you're like, we're gonna go over here and massages these feet for, I don't know, $10, 5 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what they charge with those things in any regard. Independent of the thing that you actually do, if you do it, then contact me. With that being said, I want to be clear about something. So I had the video yesterday of us, because we're gonna have some basketball stuff going on. We're gonna be live tomorrow for a good period of the day, shooting outside. I'm trying to hope that we could have a couple of our BBN guys that our cameramen come down here. Also, already previously spoken about it. I was trying to have a table set up of our own selling their merch, not always, but we're gonna try to see next time if we could just set up a table selling our own merch. With that being said, this is just the first time that we're gonna be in conjunction working with this particular organization doing the thing, or being a part of the thing that they're doing. So I definitely want to say that I appreciate the Seagate Police Department. I appreciate the community board out here and everybody that is making this thing happen and been a part of putting it together. With that being said, so yesterday we was filming playing basketball. Um, I'm inviting some of you guys to come down and play basketball with me next Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's going to be nice. It doesn't rain during the day anymore, apparently. Rarely ever. So I'm assuming next Sunday is going to be nice. So I'm inviting people from the New York City area. Hit me on Instagram, DM me, and we can try to make some basketball diaries. I don't know, any random basketball movie you could think about. Hoop Dreams, Blue Chips. I don't know, whatever random basketball movie you can think of over there. Space Jams, and I don't know. I can't really think of back. Love and probably not that. I don't know. Is there any chicks out there that hoop? That's one of my favorite movies of all time, by the way. Love and Basketball. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. With that being said, let's get to the hot true conversation. Hassan Campbell comes out and he speaks about Cheese. Cheese, as everybody knows, Gilly the Kid's son. He passed away while being shot at by some individuals. They were in Philly. Two other individuals were with him. They were, as far as I know, admitted into the hospital in critical condition. I do not know which one of them for passing away as of yet. Let's send them and their families all of our best, get well wishes, and let's send our condolences out to all the friends and family and all of the loved ones of Cheese. So I want to be clear about something. These are topics that we need to discuss, because the problems that are in our neighborhoods aren't only individuals that suffer from them, aren't only the individuals that still live here. The worst thing about what was said is something that might be true, but at the same time, it shouldn't be true. And that was Hassan Campbell said that why was he in the hood in the first place? His family's well off. They have money. They should be other places. And while that is true, what does that say about our own community? That when you're doing well, you can't go around people. I think that that's where the conversation really is at. And I think that that's probably one of the things in which what he was trying to bring to the forefront of our thoughts. It shouldn't be that when we are doing well that we can't go around the hood no more. We should be able, whoever. Why is when one of us winning, it's not seen as inspiration? Why do you hang around people that's jealous of others? How can you find what inspires you if you're hanging around people that's jealous of others? Think about that for a moment. Inspiration is the fuel that pushes our dreams. You should look to find things that inspire you. How can you find things that inspire you if you're consistently in conversations with individuals that are just talking negatively about everything that's inspiring? The reality of it, we often find it easy to find fault in others because we find it so easy for others to find fault in us. So maybe we should, as individuals, reflect. And the next time a hating conversation come up, maybe you should think about the part you playing in it. Why are you adding fuel to the hate of somebody else's disorder? That's their disorder. That man and this family, that man lost his life and his family is suffering. Not because he was necessarily a bad person, but because when people who have no disregard, who have no regard for not just their own success, but they have no regard at all for the success of others. So if you hanging out with haters and they're telling you about how much they hating on the next man, what the fuck you think is happening when you're not around, fam? That's the problems that I think we need to express more and speak about more when situations happen where one person is just shooting at another person. We don't know the politics around that situation. All we know is the tragedy that happened. Did Hassan speak on it too quickly and too soon? I believe so. That's just my opinion, though. But I do think he raises a valid point, whether he meant to or not. Shouldn't we have the right to be able to go back to the people that are in the hoods that we don't currently live in no more? Or whenever we want to be around them, we have to ship them to where we're at? And if we do that, how can we inspire the people who are still there? How often do you hear about people who become great individuals speaking about when they were children, they saw this person riding through the hood in that particular car, and that's the reason why they tried so hard? Or when they was in the hood, they went to some park and a basketball player from the NBA or from college pulled up and he was showing so much love to everybody, and that's what they decided they wanted to be that. So why can't people be able to go back to the hood? Because that's how some people inspire. Get away from them haters, man. Mike G says, top of the morning, bro. We are in competition instead of empowering. Let me tell you what happened at the park yesterday. So I'm at the park. So I got these kids that follow me around and just yell shit at me. I probably heard them when we was filming yesterday because they was at the park. They weren't the ones that I was playing with. They were just some other kids that come to the park. Right? So check this. I want to be clear on this. I don't want you to have no misunderstanding. These kids literally follow me around and just yell at me. I don't know who their parents are. I mean, at this point, I'm not trying to be a dick, but maybe they in the system somehow. I don't know. In any regard, I wish all of the healing to them or whatever that they might need in their life so that they can do something other than what they're doing, because I just feel bad for them. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't even be angry at this point. So they pull up into the park. As soon as they pull up, all of the energy change. Niggas don't even want to run with them. So they go to the upper side, and before they start the yelling at me, they start trying to tell people that they have necks. So then they said they have necks, but basically after the people that we're playing with, I'm playing against, that game in, they have necks. The people I'm playing with is supposed to get up off the court I'm on and go to the court that they're on, basically. It's some little kids, man. So they look at me. I say, I'm not playing with them. And then they say, you wasn't talking to you. Hold on. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Hate is dangerous, man. And it's more dangerous to the person that's hating than it is to the person that they're hating at. And this is why I understand that we need people to come back to the hood. But Hassan Campbell's point might be, it might not be safe. So they yelling. Little kids, they just yelling. It is what it is, man. What you gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm a whole grown adult. Apparently, I'm a sucker. If I say anything to them, I'm a sucker. And I'm also a sucker if I don't. So fuck it. So they like, so they, everybody, a couple of them look at me. I say, I'm not playing with them kids. There's a whole bunch of people that's just not playing with them kids, man. Nobody want to play with them kids, man. So I'm like, I'm not playing with them kids. So they yell, nobody said we want to play with you. I was like, all right, whatever. So then they go on to just start yelling shit at me for like, I don't know how long. So I turned to the guy and I said, fam, I said, these dudes really just sitting around thinking about me. Like, that's crazy. We're just playing basketball, fam. They're just thinking about me. So they just yelling shit. So the people I'm with, they start saying what they got to say. And all I got to say is this. I don't know who it is that thinks that you can just go yell at somebody and people don't see you doing it. And they're just going to act like if I respond back to you, like you didn't yell at me first. You understand? So the point in which I'm trying to make is they didn't just have that behavior. Them children learn that behavior from somebody. 9 times out of 10, them children learn that behavior from a grown-ass adult. They learn that behavior from somewhere. They learned to go, and that's feminine behavior as shit, by the way. That's super feminine, by the way. And these is young boys I'm talking about. And that's like feminine. That's feminine shit. Niggas don't do that. So, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them. I just want to be clear. I'm just trying to explain the situation. They learn that behavior from somewhere. This is the thing that we have to fight against. This is why it's important for us to teach our children how to make friends. This is why it's important for us to show our children that we love them so they can love the world. Well, not the world, but, put themselves in a position where they're not, being toxic. Them kids is going to grow up into teenagers. That's going to grow up into young adults. And they already have this type of behavior. What kind of behavior you think they're going to have when they're 22, 23? And now you got 20, 30, 40 of them in the neighborhood. What kind of behavior you think they're going to have? Their parents is probably long gone. Either through, not in their lives anymore, even less than they were before, whatever. And they just running around with that type of behavior. Just going from one situation to another situation, being as toxic as possible. They're learning that behavior from somewhere. And this shit is seeping into the streets. And then these kids turn 20. These kids turn 21, 22, 23. And they've been carrying on like this since when? Since they're 11, 10, 9 years old. You think that's behavior that's just going to stop, or you think that's behavior that's going to continue, or do you think that's behavior that's going to progress and grow? So this is what everybody kids is competing with out here. Stop letting your kids be friends with everybody. That's the thing that I liked about when we were growing up. The parents were really strong on you can't be friends with that kid. I better not see you playing with that kid. Parents was really strong on some of this shit. Niggas need to probably go back to that. Just telling your kids, look, you can't play with that kid. Because that kid is going to encourage your kid. While you at home trying to teach your kid all the right ways to be, your kid is being that way in front of you. Then they going outside and they being that other way with their friends. And then they grow up, they 22, 23 years old. What you think they doing? Now they running the streets. They probably got weapons. Who you think they're going to do? So we got to do better. We got to figure out how to get to those kids. I don't know how to do it. Somebody else is going to have to beat me to it. But we got to figure out how to get to all the kids. That's period. I don't care what nobody say. Shout out to everybody that's behind the movement that they have going on in Kaiser Park over here on Saturday mornings, where they make sure that they take kids that show up in neighborhood or not, I'm assuming, and they have them doing some constructive things that involves them thinking about their futures. I think that that's a big problem and a big issue. Why it's so easy for people to kill people nowadays. Nobody's thinking about their future. If they're not thinking about their own future, how could they be thinking about yours? As far as Hassan Campbell, I'm curious. Do y'all think Hassan Campbell was right or wrong? Put it in the chat. Do y'all think he was too aggressive? Do you think he should have waited? Do you think there should be a response? I'm curious. I think Hassan Campbell, sometimes when he talks about some of these topics, he needs somebody with him, an intelligent person, not necessarily somebody that's going to agree or disagree with him, but somebody that's ready to speak with him in a manner so he can contextualize the things that he's saying better. Because I think that that might also be it. Don't forget, people love Hassan Campbell because he says what other people are scared to say. If he ever stops doing that, he's going to lose his edge. So I think even in the understanding of people that's thinking Hassan Campbell went too far, I think there has to at least be a consensus that one of the things in which he generally does is he usually is going too far. He's usually extreme. So if in this situation he wasn't as extreme, it could be taken as some kind of favoritism or that he hasn't been being real previously. I wouldn't take it that way. I think that that's unfair. That they are people who are going to say that. That's a fact. We're not going to play with it. But I wouldn't take it that way. I'm going to explain why I wouldn't take it that way, just so we could be clear. First of all, we are allowed to grow, right? People that hate you are always going to make it sound like you're not allowed to grow. You're only allowed to regress. The only time you're allowed to grow is when it benefits them. That's what people that don't like you is always going to try to make you feel like. You ever seen that person that you've been around that person, like, and maybe y'all didn't see each other for like 5 or 6 years, and you see them and they're like, yeah, I'm the same me, the same exact way like the last, and they're really the same exact way they were the last 5 years, but they expect you to be, but you're not. You're a different person. You've been growing. You're better at this. You're probably worse at that. But they're the exact same way. Who do you think progressed in life? Who do you think had a more interest in life? Who do you think learned more lessons that they could teach? Or at least been a part of more teachable moments? The person that is the exact same 5 years later? Or the individual that they've hit some peaks and valleys? They've changed. They're a new person. Be mindful of that. So yes, he should be, in my opinion, he should have the right to be outraged when these things happen. And at the same time, no disrespect intended towards anybody, I think he does have the right to grow. And every single time one of these things happen, I think that he doesn't have to always respond likewise. He doesn't have to, the exact same way. I think that we're allowed to grow. I think that he is allowed to have a strong opinion about something that slightly changes. You are too, right? You ever seen yourself change an opinion about something and then somebody say you were fake because you thought a different way previously? Like, what the fuck, nigga? I got new information. Part of my language. I got new information. I didn't have this information before. It's called learning. Before I had this information, I thought like that. Now I have that information, so I think like this. What's the problem? Are you upset because now the new way in which I think takes away something that you thought was beneficial to you in your life? So you want to criticize the fact that I've now grown. You want to criticize the fact that I'm not like just before, that there's been a change in me. So when I start changing and when I start growing, you don't clap? Wait, you're my friend? So I think Hassan Campbell has the right in the future, or even now if he chose, if something happened, to respond differently. I think he might even feel like he's kind of roped into this. When a tragedy happens, he has to be overboard, because if he isn't, then he's not going to get the numbers. And that's literally why I don't think you could be upset at Hassan Campbell when he does what he did. It's literally what his platform is. To be angry at him doesn't make sense. Should it change? It should. I mean, we should all experience growth. Not every situation, even the ones that seem similar, not every situation is the same. They just seem similar. Shout out to Arthur D. Glass. Shout out to Dark Wing. This is top of the top. I don't know if I said shout out to you when you first came in. My apologies. They just seem similar. You ever had somebody talk to you and they trying to do an analogy, but it's apples and oranges, and they trying to talk about it like it's apples and apples? And you're like, well, hold on. You're misrepresenting an important part of your analogy, which makes everything else off. But they don't want to talk about that. They just want to talk about how the rest of the analogy fits. So, first of all, understand manipulation. So, I think Hassan Campbell would benefit from when he has certain conversations to be speaking with someone that will allow for him to further contextualize what he's saying. So even when he's overboard doing what he's doing, it could be with love rather than with what sometimes is perceived to be with now. You understand? It's the honey and vinegar analogy. Anyway, now I want to talk. We talked about the point he was making. We talked about the streets, how the streets are, what the possible problems are, how we can fix it. We fix it by getting to the kids now. The problem in the street is niggas is out here feeding other motherfuckers hate. Somebody will be hating on somebody and you're feeding it. You know how good I felt when I was at the park and them kids was trying to hate on me and the other kids was just standing around looking at them like, yeah, they're lame. You know how good that felt? That felt good, fam. Not that I think that the other kids are lame or anything like that. I just think that felt good. I ain't gonna lie to you. The last time those same kids was at the park talking crazy, everybody was looking at them like, man, we want these kids to get up out of here. That felt good. The other day when I had the other kid that was out there that was trying to talk crazy and trying to mimic me and make fun of me and how way everybody was looking at him, then how somebody else actually stood up and said something. That shit felt good. Because they're waiting for me to respond in order for them to play victim. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just better that I don't. Yabba Dabba Doo says, morning, homie. Haas picked the wrong man to babble about. Gilly is cherished in my city, Philly. He should have shut his mouth because he isn't looking good. I agree that I don't, one, think that he should have said what he said when he said it, and how he said it could have also been tempered. I think that we have to stop saying who's going to get revenge. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how it's always when somebody die, oh, you going to go get revenge, you slutting for you. I don't like that energy. I don't like that energy. But I've been telling y'all that for how many years now? Just so we could be clear. How much have I been telling y'all how that's accurate that now other people are starting to say? How much have I been saying since the last 6, 7 years that now people are starting to say? I'm just saying, fam. When you're ahead of your time, you're just ahead of your time. There's nothing you can do about it. K. Days says you're right about Hassan feeling he has to go overboard when reporting on tragedy. Every single time he gets disrespectful. Yeah, I think that he feels like he has to. He shouldn't. You understand what I'm saying? At this point, I think that he should realize that he's elevated. Like, okay, I'm not going to give him no ideas. It was an absolutely incredible idea that I have, but I'm not going to give him that idea. But, um, but, um, yes, I feel like he has to. He has to go overboard because so much of his core base, that's what they're there for. You know, and that's not me being disrespectful towards his core or disrespectful towards him or his platform or anything. I'm just stating what I believe facts to be. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, Scooby says, and trust no matter what city, the streets love no one. It's just sad, man. I agree with you. That's why we was having the conversation. How do we fix the hood? We got to start with the next generation. So that means that we got to stop allowing niggas to raise badass little kids. Tell me where the lie at. We can't have no more badass little kids being raised in our neighborhoods, man. We have to reach out and find them with love. We got to pull them in. Tell me where the lie at. I might not be able to find that particular kid with love, but somebody else might be able to. We got to find these kids with love and we got to pull them in. Let them know how special they are. Let them know how important they are so they can act likewise. Tell me where the lie at, man. If you can't dedicate a little bit of your time, I don't care if it's your kids, I don't care if it's somebody else's kids, for the people who are fortunate enough to be able to dedicate that time physically there for their kids, you are so fortunate. You are fortunate beyond parallel. You have no idea. But even if that's not what you're able to do, if you can spend a little bit of time with, because some parents, they work all day, fam. They love their kid. They just can't be there. They work all day. They doing this. They doing that. That's why it takes a village. You understand? Some people realistically do need help. They're not bad parents. They just don't have the time to be there, and they're being overwhelmed. That happens. You said no streets, no love. That's a fact. There's too much jealousy in the streets, man. I don't really want to be in the streets. I don't understand why anybody else will want to be in the streets. You know how much jealousy is in the streets, man? Dude, I'm going to tell you how funny it was. We still talking about the shit that happened yesterday. So I'm in the park and I'm sitting there, and one of the little niggas start talking about how attractive I am or am not. And the dude that I was playing basketball looked dead at me and said, "That's just some gay shit, fam." And some dude was like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" That was so funny. That shit was so funny. Oh man. Oh man, that shit was so funny. My apologies. That shit was just funny as hell. It's just like niggas say, yo, that shit is gay as shit. And they said that you said some shit like that. And I was just like, what you gonna do? Just like, what you gonna do, man? Sometimes that's all it takes is for people to see that you don't, you know, like, we gotta start acknowledging who the people is that need extra attention. Remember, a lot of these motherfuckers need extra attention in school. Never forget that part. A lot of these kids used to be in classes, they needed extra attention. So they had to take them out of those classes and put them into classes where they had less students. I'm not trying to be funny. This is the thing that people are forgetting. These niggas is now in their 20s in the street. Some of them just said, F school, stop going to school. So I just want to be clear on this. Some of these kids be needing extra attention. These are the kids that's in the class, and they got to take them out of that class and go put them in a class with less kids. Because they have to go put them with specialists that know how to deal with them. And also in classes that are smaller, because they need so much attention that you can't have more than freaking like 10 kids in the classroom. The classroom usually got about 25 to 30 kids in it. But these kids need so much attention. So that happens. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what we got to understand. So we got to reach, we got to find those kids. We got to go try to reach them with love. Shout out to Ice and Salute Frost. What's good? Chilling. We got to go find those kids and we got to try to reach them with love. I think it's going to, what, and regardless. So this guy, I'm curious, who is pro Hassan Campbell in this chat? Who's one of the people that think Hassan Campbell did the right thing? I'm just curious. Is there anybody in here that thinks Hassan Campbell did the right thing? That he should have been as what a lot of people consider to be as disrespectful as he was when he dropped the video speaking about Gillies the kid's son. Once again, I do not agree with his behavior. I do not agree with it, not even a little bit. Not even almost. Not even some. I do agree that he has the right to make the video. And I do agree that that's consistent with his previous videos. So he's not doing anything other than what he's known to have been doing. What the fuck, man? Yeah, AC or something. No, I'm good. Cause you can't keep them niggas out. Them niggas come flying the door. There's nothing I can fucking do. Tory Moses says he's lashing out from his past of being molested, and people recently finding out he has a trans son. Well, hold on. Thank you for reminding me of that. Now, the fact that the thing about his trans son just came up, I thought was interesting, because you know what? I'm not gonna do it. All right. So yeah, so he has a trans son. Information just got dropped. I knew nothing about the trans son. Did anybody in the chat know about the trans son? If you did not know about the trans son, drop a frost. If you knew about the trans son, drop something green. Anything green, I don't care. But if you did not know about the trans son, drop a frost in the chat. I'm curious, who knew about the trans son? I did not know anything about this. No, not even gonna go there with it. Not gonna go there with it. Not gonna go there with it. Art said he knew. Art says he knew about the trans son. I did not know about the trans son. So Pat says I knew. Pat knew. Art says he was the one who dropped in. Sheesh. Um, J Max said he found out a week ago. This nigga's on that Bobby Schmurder shit just a week ago. Copy. Freaking J Max is apparently his son got touched as a child as well. I want to say something. Do you think it's healthy? So I have a lot of growing up as so I had a lot of female friends that quite a few, couple. I'm not gonna say a lot. I don't know what a lot is. I had a couple of female friends that were uh, like girls, like almost their whole life, right? They, had conversations with me saying that their first experiences were at, pretty young ages or whatever, when they were little girls. I consider little girls, they're like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, shit like that, right? And the stories always go that basically the easiest girls for them to get to were the ones that the parents never allow any boys to go around. Because they get to have sleepovers and everything else, and the parents don't even consider. So I say all that to say this. Is it healthy to allow for your child to be in instances where they have the ability to interact with children of the opposite gender outside of school? I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy for your son or your daughter to have a little boyfriend or a little kid that they call their little boyfriend or their little girlfriend. I think that that's healthy. I think that should need to be monitored. But I think that that's healthy. I think that that's when they're learning certain things that when we don't allow for that to be, I think they're not learning. I think that like children need to learn loyalty earlier. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that that's a big problem. I think that that's a big problem and a big issue. And this is literally coming from me. When I was growing up, my father didn't allow girls to be around us. Like, it was weird. Like, he was weird about it. Like, girls wasn't allowed to come to the house. Like, he was weird about it. Like, if a girl was around, he had to be watching you every second. Like, he was weird about it. And I always thought that that was unhealthy. And I'm not saying that to be whatever. There's a lot of parents out there like that, just so we can be clear. So this isn't me trying to say anything. Like, the only one there's a lot of parents like that. But is it healthy? Because I don't think I think it's not healthy when you don't allow for children when they're at their age where they're actually learning how to be friends, how to be friends. They're actually learning how to integrate with one another. I don't think it's healthy to keep them isolated. I don't think it's healthy to prevent them from being able to congregate with not congregate, but join, symbolize, be assembly, be around, or communicate, or be at events, or whatever the case is, with good opposite gender. I think it's healthy think that that's a big issue. I think that, and I probably was in my household, so it's the thing that I pay attention to, and probably that's just not something people look at. But I look at when people are too sexual towards the things that children do. They seem to be too mindful of children playing with each other. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're trying to tell me that Hassan Campbell has the trauma that he has, um, he might have grew up a certain level of protective of his own children, with all due respect, and it might not have worked in the manner in which uh, he probably thought it was going to work. Or kid, he probably doesn't care about this. Could we kick that person? I agree. A lot of parents transfer their own securities onto their children. Well, we transfer our own insecurities on the people and our securities on the people that we're just in, that we just, in that orbit us. Our children are looking to us for guidance. So anytime they see insecurities in us or anything like that, that they're gonna directly uh feed off of that particular wolf. So yeah, because your children is looking at you and they're looking at you as the template, basically. You understand what I'm saying? Um, Generally speaking, you're the template. You're the thing that they're becoming. You know, they don't know anything else other than you. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. That's why sometimes, and this is gonna be a sad, terrible thing to understand, but that's why sometimes when you have certain sometimes the best thing a person can do is, it's gonna sound really effed up and messed up. But have you ever seen those kids that they get raised and they get some kind of attribute from one of their parents that just make their life really, really hard for one reason or another, and you're busy thinking, at some point, if they didn't learn that attribute, maybe if they didn't know that parent, their life would be a little bit better. Hassan claims he was locked up while his trans kid was being taken advantage of. So he's blaming it on the wife. He's blaming it on the baby mama, the kid's mother. I mean, it is what it is. Um, Literally, people that want to touch children look for single moms specifically. So I think single mothers should be a little bit more uh, aware. And just so we could be clear, I don't know what he means by his kid was touched. His kid was touched as a kid, or I don't entirely know what you mean by that. Or was that when he started experimenting? Because I don't know how old he was saying that the kid was when he was what? The song was locked up in dumb long time ago. So I guess he's saying the kid was a child. Gotta be mindful who you bring around your kids, fam. This is a fact. You gotta be mindful of the kids you bring around your kids, and you gotta be mindful of the adults you bringing around your kids. Because nowadays, kids is out here touching kids. It's like I know y'all been seeing that in the news. That's why I keep trying to tell you. You gotta be mindful of these kids that's around your kids. Kids is out here. So be mindful of those over sexualized kids. Your kid is not thinking about, your kid is not over sexualized. Why would you have your kid playing with some kid that's over sexualized? Or you believe is over sexualized. You believe is doing more sexual things than you would be comfortable with your child doing. Why would you even hang out with it? Why would you do that? What kind of sense does that make? I'm not trying to say that anything is wrong with the other child or anything. I'm saying that what kind of sense does that make? That don't even make sense. That's the type of shit we gotta be mindful of. I don't know about I didn't even know his kid was touched. As far as I know, his kid could have just decided. What the fuck do I know? But you're saying that his kid was touched? Sheesh. Sorry to hear that that's a thing. Sorry to hear that that happened. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it into the chat. We 49 minutes into the show. I should have said this at the 36-minute mark, but we was, I guess, flowing and I didn't think about it. If you are enjoying the content that we're talking about this morning, or you just want to show a little bit of support for the platform, you can pull up to the Cash App, the Super Chat, and or the PayPal, or you can pull up to our merch shop. We have a merch shop. We have a pinned item currently, and it is the Frost Collection t-shirt. Right there, they showing the back of the shirt with the Frost on it. Um, you could always also become a green team member. We are always looking for more green team members. That's one of the best ways that you could support the platform. We're trying to get up to about 200 green team members, and we are quite a few short. Isis, I thought Hassan was from the conscious community. I'm surprised Hassan's trying to transition it. What does Hassan being from the conscious community have to do with what his child is doing? I don't understand. I'm confused. Hold on. I'm confused. Put it in the chat. I want to know what him being a part of the conscious community got anything to do with his child. I'm curious. That's like saying somebody is a police officer, so there's no way in the world that their kid could ever commit a crime. That's like saying somebody is a criminal. There's no way that any of their kids would ever become a police officer, right? I don't understand. Apples and oranges. Um, you thought that he was gonna force his kid to do something else. So what you thought he was gonna do? You think you could just tell other people what to do with their lives? I ain't forget. It's just nonsense. What else we talking about? Put it in the chat. Nonsense. There is a talking about people transitioning. There are quite a few people that actually whacked off their cadoodle, and then now they're pissed off about it, and they're saying that these vaginas that were constructed onto their body are painful and hard to take care of. So there's quite a few people that are pissed off at the fact that this is the thing that they have now. This is it. Go look it up on the internet, man. There's quite a few people that have been transitioning, getting their whole wing dang doodle chopped off, and then having a new thing created, and they're pissed off about it, fam. This is not me capping. This isn't me saying shit. That's why I said, yo, look, if you wanna go do whatever you wanna go do, that's on your business. And when you get your Johnson chopped off, that's your business. What the fuck do I got to do with it? I ain't got shit to do with it, man. People was getting their Johnsons chopped off and they pissed off. So if that's what his son want to do, fam, who am I to tell you not to? It's like, imagine somebody being a millionaire and just saying, you know what, I don't want to be a millionaire no more, or a billionaire, or a quadrillionaire. They're like, you know what, I don't want to be a trillionaire no more. I'm giving all my money away. What the fuck am I gonna say? I'm gonna get mad at him? You can't get mad at him. Give your money away, fam. I don't know what to tell you. There's been a couple of people I think that actually took their own selves, and there's others that suing. So there's people I think suing behind this, and there's some people that took themselves out of here due to that. Um, Said they didn't know it was gonna be so painful, and you know. Also, there's coming out quite a few women that had their mammary glands removed, and they're actually pissed off also. Um, there's this one girl that had to move when she was still a teenager or some shit like that, and she's pissed. She's just pissed. She said, she wants to sue the doctor because, she said that somebody should have talked her out of it. She was too young to make that decision. When I was a kid, at least playing God going wrong. When I was a kid, one of the things that the Bible speaks about that stood out to me was when it said that God didn't want us mutilating our bodies. So I always grew up thinking he don't want us to have earrings and stuff like that. Now, as I get older, I realize that might not be it. That might not be the mutilation that was being spoken of. Because you getting an earring, it might be an earring. I mean, I don't know also, just so we can be clear. But it doesn't change anything. It's just an earring. It doesn't change what you are in essence. It isn't even an attempt. It's not even an attempt to change what you are in essence. Is it vain? It depends on why you're getting it. Are you getting it because you're just a woman and females just get it? But you're not even getting it. They gave it to you when you was a child. So you didn't even have any choice of having your ears pierced. This wasn't a choice of yours. So you're not doing it from vanity if you're a little girl. Right? You're doing it because this is just what people believe the thing to be done. So that's neither here nor there. So it's not a mutilation. You're not changing who you are as essence. Now, with that being said, I don't have nothing against anybody changing whatever you want to change. That's on you, fam. I'm just speaking about what the Bible says about it. I can't judge you. You understand? With that being said, so, we're not supposed to mutilate our body. You see the people cutting their tongues in 2 pieces. That's mutilation, fam. You see you ever seen a dude that purposely made his nose look like a lizard or some shit like that? Oh man, that's mutilation, fam. That's the type of shit I believe we're not supposed to be trying to do. So I just, as you get older, you should acquire new knowledge and also recontextualize many of the things that you previously thought. So you should not be thinking the same. So change should happen. So once again, when you see somebody 5 years later and they say, yo, I'm the same way they are literally the same way they were 5 years ago, but you aren't. You've changed. You've grown. They criticize you for the changes you've made. They criticize you for your growth. But in reality, they're the same as they were. So they're not even any more wise than they were 5 years ago. Because if they were more wise than they were 5 years ago, you would do different. We will all do different as wisdom increases. As we all become more knowledgeable, our actions change. We are literally, if you're doing life right, looking for the opportunities to take the advantages to do different and change your life. 1 second. Sorry about that. No, I always try to express this, right? So I think the way that I think and I move the way I do, so people usually tend to think I'm judging them, but I'm not judging anyone. I do believe that people have the right to do things that I won't do. So just because I say I'm not doing something, that doesn't mean that I don't think that you have the right to do that. I'm just saying that that thing is not for me. You understand? It's not, I don't, it's not for me. And if I have to do that in order to be down with you, then maybe I need to leave. See, I think like that. I don't care to be down. I'm fine with not being down. It's cool. Being down with you might mean that I have to do things that I don't choose to do. Being down with you might mean I might have to agree with things I don't choose to agree with. So I'm fine not being down with you. I'm not even trying to figure out how to make it work. That's why it doesn't work for somebody to try to, like, if I go, like, just good example, I go to the courts and then people are like acting like they don't want to run with me. Well, I might not want to run. Matter of fact, I know for a fact when you say you don't want to run with me, I don't want to run with you. Like, literally, I know that for a fact. That's a fact in nature. As soon as you think about you don't want to do something with me, I don't want to do it with you, and I don't want to go back on that neither. That's just what it is now. Yep, until the end of time. So I don't even think like that. Niggas be like, yo, man, we don't want to run with. Yeah, fine, thank you. Thank you, what the fuck? You have this completely confused. On some real shit, you got this completely confused. You think that I think this is your show. I don't think that. I think this is God's show. I'm just a player. As far as Hassan Campbell is concerned, and many other people that speak out on topics like this, and they brandish such harsh words that elicit the type of activities that make people angry, I'm going to say this much. There's a thing called when keeping it real goes wrong. Some of us have had so many nigga moments that just the whiff of one makes us turn around and go in the other direction. I don't like hanging out with niggas that like being in nigga moments. Once I think that you somebody that like having a nigga moment, I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to really be around you. I want to laugh, I want to joke, but I want peace. If all of your laughing and all of your joking got to come at somebody's expense, me and you are not the same. I think that that's the thing that people are missing, and that's the thing that people are losing. These dudes ain't funny out here. They just disrespectful, fam. And I'm not talking about Hassan Campbell specifically. I'm just talking in a general sense. Y'all hang out with people and y'all elicit emotions out of individuals that are supposed to be for laughs and giggles, but in reality, you're being disrespectful. Now, with Hassan Campbell, how do you expect for him not to think that being disrespectful for a certain degree isn't going to pull in the individuals that's going to support his platform if the whole existence of it seems like living in our communities have to deal with how disrespectful you is to the next person, you are to the next person for little to no reason. Now you get a person an actual reason to be able to say something with a little bit of venom in it, a little reason to be saying something with a little bit of fuel in it, and you don't think that he's gonna? That's what his platform is built on. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I don't agree with the way he responded. I don't agree with the disrespect. But I do think that that is his platform. And if he did anything other than what he did, his community might have found a problem with him. This kind of hits a little close to home for me. So a couple of years ago, we were covering a particular story. And in that story, I cover this story like I cover everything else. Whenever we get new information, we report on it. I'm not going to tell you what the story is. So we reported on the story. It caused us problems. The people who brought the story to me came to the platform. Sometimes people don't understand you're just reporting. Sometimes people don't want you to be just reporting. They want you to tell them a thing and then stand on that opinion whether you believe it or not. So for the thing that Hassan Campbell does, there is a huge want. There's a lot of people that want what he has. There's a lot of people that want to see him do what he do. Darkwing says, why nobody wants Colin Kaepernick? One, I think he's been out of NFL for too long. I don't think he should go play in the NFL anymore. I think he's not been playing for too many years. Football isn't really that sport that you can stop playing for like 3 years and then go back and play, especially at a position like quarterback, and be successful. So I think he's not. I think he's been out of the league for a long enough amount of time that I guess you could also say chronologically, as far as wear and tear goes, his body hasn't went through that much because he hasn't been playing football. But football is one of those games that you really need to be playing consistently. Like, like, you know how you have these basketball players that they say didn't start playing basketball until they got to college. There's not many positions you could do that on the football field. You need to be a person that's been playing for consistent years so you could be up on the speed, the timing, all types of the other things that's going on the field. I don't think it'd be in his best interest to come back to football. I don't think that. He might get hurt is the point I'm making. I'm not even talking about the whether he'll be good or not. I think he'd get hurt. I gotta get one of them fly strips. This fucking do this every summer, fam. As soon as I open the door, them niggas fly in with me. One of these days, remember the other day when I showed y'all in front of my door? They just be congregating in front of the fucking door, waiting for me to open the door, fam. I don't understand. So I personally wouldn't sign. Also, remember, how old is Colin Kaepernick now? Think about how long it takes for players to be game ready after they only took like 6 months off. Remember that part. So he hasn't been playing professional football in how long? You know how long it's gonna take for him to be game ready? It's probably gonna take him a year. year and a half. How old he gonna be then? He might never be able to get back to where he was. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. He went to the Super Bowl that one year. They probably didn't want him out of the NFL altogether, though. You never be surprised. So they probably been wanting him out of the NFL. Never know. But the 49ers is one of those teams that were historic when I was growing up. So the 49ers usually are in the rotation. You know, every decade or two for better teams. They're also one of those teams that got a rivalry with the Dallas Cowboys, if anybody know. If you know, you know. But I mean, everybody got a rivalry with the Dallas Cowboys, damn near, right? Nobody likes those guys. Tori Mosey says, imagine owning a business and one of your employees sues you for mistreatment and wins $100 million against you and comes back asking for a job. Hell no. But that's exactly what Colin Kaepernick did. See, I have an issue with that because Did he sue the league or did he sue an individual team? Because if he sues the league, it's not the same thing. At least not in my eyes. If he sued individual teams, then I can understand why individual teams will have issues. But if he sued the league, okay. So for everybody that don't know, the NFL doesn't actually, how do you say, the NFL, the way the NFL was set up is different than most other organizations. So, Darkwing, you don't think he should be in the league, or you do think he should be in the league? I don't understand. So, the NFL is set up different. So, that's what I was just about to say, Tori Mosley. So hold on. The NFL is set up different. There's no actual NFL. It's like, it's hard for me to explain. That's what Tori Mosley is trying to say. There's no actual NFL. Like, there's no... I think you're making a good point. You're making a good point. This is what I mean. Thank you. When people come here and they're trying to make a point, please have a point. You're not just saying shit. I think you're making a pretty decent point. I don't think they should bring him back because I don't think he'd be able to be effective. Also, you can't force the league to take you back, but let's say he do go back. Who isn't to say somebody pays to get him injured? Or who isn't to say the refs look the other way like they used to do with Cam Newton? Anybody that criticizes the fact that Cam Newton doesn't have a chip on some shit like that, I'm not here for the criticism. I watch those games. The refs used to let people kill Cam Newton and not throw the fucking late hit, not throw the shit for him at all. And the refs used to let them kill Cam Newton. Would you personally hire your former employee? See, hold on. See, this is different. This is the point I'm trying to make, Tori Mosley. If I'm a congressman and I work for the United States government, no, hold on. I'm trying to think of an analogy that actually works. Because my point is this. He was suing. I think your point is valid because I think that is one of the reasons. Don't get this confused. What I'm saying is, I don't even think it's in his best interest at this point to go back to play football. In addition to that, if I was a team owner, even if I didn't have one of those issues, I still wouldn't bring him back to play football for that reason. You would have to expect that he's going to get injured. He's not going to be able to play. He's been out of football for too long. Football is one of those sports that if you're out of it for too long, it's a wrap. He went to the Super Bowl. He was okay in his prime. His team had one of the best defenses, I believe, so he didn't necessarily always be putting up fantasy numbers like other players were putting up. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't play him for the reason that I told you. I wouldn't pick him up for the reason I told you. Like, even if I didn't care about the other shit, I wouldn't pick him up. Hey, what do y'all think about the what up, Tunes? I've F's with Cap, but it's been way too long. Ish is different. He got to catch up to the speed and all. That's what I'm saying. He's been not playing for too long, so I wouldn't put him in there anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that that's not the reason why the owners didn't want him. But I don't think that you can say that in every instance. You understand? Like, I don't know if you can say that in every instance. I just can't. I don't know how to verbalize what I'm trying to say right now. So but I am gonna agree with what you're saying. Tori Mosey said, "Yeah, it's been 7 years. NFL players aren't the same after 7 months." Boom. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying the thing that you're saying is incorrect. And thank you for being an adult about this, because generally speaking, whenever I come into a crossroads with people like this often, where I'm not saying what they're saying is wrong. I'm just saying something else. And then they try to make it seem like I have to change what I'm saying. Like, two things can't make sense. Thank you for actually having a freaking, for not having anything personal against me. So you're not trying to turn it into anything. Appreciate that. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I mean, I'm not in no rush. Just chilling. Everything blue. I get it now. Just chilling. Tori says, all love. I've been here since the days you used to give out bags left and right, me included. Yeah, nah, we do everything that we do on this page that be fun. People come in and try to make it seem like I'm scamming you when I'm doing shit that y'all like that's fun. So, what do you want me to do? Do y'all want me to do the fun shit or not? Because if y'all not going to support the fun shit because some people are telling y'all that y'all can't support it, then I'm not going to do it. Like, how could I do it? Like, people being told to not support things that they like, and then they start supporting it. So, the shit don't make sense to me. I don't know what to tell you. Well, y'all could always just support the platform. Y'all talk about how I got haters left and right, but just support the platform. Screw them niggas. You want to drop something in the Cash App, the PayPal, or the Super Chat? You want to cop some merch? Just support the platform. That's all I'm ever saying. Like, obviously, you know these niggas is just hating. They don't have no ground to stand on. They just hating. So you could just support the platform and we can keep it pushing. Let's do that. You seen that situation that happened in Coney Island with the gay dude and the Muslim dude, and the gay dude's friend ended up getting stabbed? And no, I didn't hear nothing about that. Send me a thing. I don't know nothing about that. I know zero about that. I be mindful about covering shit in the neighborhoods I live in, because you're going to have a lot of people that's going to say, thank you for covering us. But what happens when the one asshole is walking around talking about how they pissed off because they didn't like the thing that I said? And now this dude run up on me with 6 or 7 people because I'm covering some shit in my neighborhood that probably needs to be covered. You understand? So you got to remember, we got to deal with ignorance. I have to deal with ignorance, man. You got to remember that part. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh shoot! Then I think I seen an alert for that. I might have. Tragedies happen. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened. Um, I'm not sure which one you just said got stabbed, but whoever got stabbed, whoever got hurt, prayers, wishes going out to them and their family. Not out here trying to wish harm on anyone. But we got to be mindful when we coming into interactions with people. We got to be mindful. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always try to meet people with love in the beginning of whatever we doing. I try to meet them with love. That's why I always try to meet them with love. Like, no matter what we doing, try to meet them with love. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Like, remember when Dr. Umar Brown was not embracing the haters and people was like saying he got to embrace the haters? Now he embraced the haters and his whole message got misconstrued. Now people consider his message a joke. I want you to realize that. Before Dr. Um, for Dr. What the fuck is it? Umar Thurman. Umar Thurman was in before he was embracing the haters, when he did not embrace them. Umar Johnson, thank you. Before he embraced the haters, people took his shit more seriously. Now that he embraced the haters, now people take the thing that he's trying to make happen as a joke. So what you gonna choose? You're gonna choose people thinking the shit you're doing is a joke so you can live well, people not paying attention to the message, or you gonna do the message and just people just don't fuck with you, but you fuck with God. You said Hassan is getting death threats now. He just moved. I think that he should have been more mindful when he talks about these people losing their loved ones. I think that we should all be more mindful whenever we're talking about serious situations. I think people need to stop trying to make a joke out of everything. Y'all niggas try to make a joke out of everything. Shout out to Tori Mosley joining Frost Army. Salute. Niggas try to make a joke out of everything. Stop trying to make a joke out of everything. Everything ain't for joking, fam. People say that sometimes they say I take shit too seriously, but I'm like, but you don't know why I'm taking it seriously. I might be taking it seriously for a good reason. You should probably try to find that out. Just saying. Tune says, bro, be talking about these doors. He's got a thing going on with Fat Joe right now, don't he? Ain't him and Fat Joe going back and forth about a thing? Um, well, I wouldn't be surprised if either which one of those doors that he's talking about, the people behind it, what makes you think that they don't want to be spoken about now? We have open devil worshiping happening at video music award shows. That was a video music award show that dude showed up, dressed up like with horns and everything, and everybody was, doing devil imagery. That was a video music show, correct? So award show, correct? So I don't think them people behind whatever door anybody is talking about, if those things exist, I don't think they care. Yeah, I don't think they care. I don't think it's of any concern. They might want the publicity, to be honest with you. You know how many people is ready to sell their souls? You know how many people, even if there's, let's say selling your soul is nothing you could do. Let's say it's not a real thing. Do you know how many people are still ready to do that? That they don't care nothing about none of this stuff. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in this. They don't care. All they know is that they tired of suffering. All they know is that they want to be rich. All they know is that they want to live that lifestyle. They don't even care if that lifestyle, they only gonna live it for a year. They don't care if they only gonna live it for a couple of months. They just want to live that lifestyle. They're ready to give everything away that they have right now to make that happen. You know how many people are like that nowadays? So I doubt that the people that's behind any of these doors even care. They probably happy that you're promoting for them. You said Uzi talked about act. Uzi talked about act academics and act like he confused why people say he on that time. Could I say something real quick? So I heard something a real long time ago. I don't know if this is true. I'm just telling you a thing. So a real long time ago, the way that I heard it to be is that demons be possessing individuals' bodies. This is how demonic possession works. This is the way that I heard it works. And there's different demons that go and possess different people. This is why I keep trying to tell you, you got to be mindful of the energy that you stay around. If you're constantly around negative energy, that means that you're allowing your soul, your pineal gland, you're allowing your body to be open and be receptive to demon possession. So if you're always around negative bullshit, you're allowing for the demons to be able to influence, encourage you, come live inside of you. This is the way I heard it. And if you're around positive energy, then you're allowing for the Lord to be able to use you with his angels. I just want to be clear. So the way I heard it is there are specific demons that when they inhabit the body, you start looking a certain way. Then when they leave your body, they go to somebody else. A lot of these demons exist in the allegedly, these are all allegations. This is just the way I heard it. Allegedly, these demons exist inside of the music industry, entertainment world, movies, television, all types of different things like that, right? Just so we could be clear, there was actually a Batman cartoon that was written that actually lended to this and actually had one of the demons that's involved in this type of shit, if you believe anything like this involved in. Anyway, this is a long story. So if you have you ever looked at the way little Wayne used to look, and do you look at the way that little Uzi Vert look now? It looked like whatever happened to them, they went through something where they're aging identically. Now look at their fashion style. So they basically have similar fashion styles. Look at everything about little Uzi Vert and look at everything about Wayne, with the exception of the actual music. And how many things are you going to find that's similar? Just little Uzi Vert taking it to the next level. Just something interesting to think about when we're talking about all of these doors. And I thought it was interesting that you brought up little Uzi Vert. So I probably said too much. I doubt I said too much. These dudes want publicity at this point. I doubt I said too much. Little Uzi Vert openly says that he worships the devil, by the way. He says he's pretty open about it. I mean, they're putting shows on the stage that are obvious rituals. So that's what I mean by he's pretty open about it. I'm not saying that the rituals actually do anything. I'm just saying he does rituals. Wayne said those little cats copying him on God did. Of course, they are all copying him. Lil Wayne was the first. Who was Lil before Wayne? Kim? Who came out first? Lil Wayne or Lil Kim? I guess the first Little was Bo Peep. I guess I don't know. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. But who was the first Littles? Wayne or Kim? Those were the first Littles, right? Tell me where the lie at. I'm here. I'm listening. So yeah, a lot of people bit off Wayne. Wayne is a lot of niggas' favorite rapper, man, and rightfully so. Earned. Lil Wayne had a period of time. A lot of rappers can't say that. The reason why people consider Biggie and Tupac the best rappers of all time is because the best music was coming out in that era. It's not just because they were incredible. In that era, the best music was coming out. During Lil Wayne's period of absolute mastery, there wasn't as much incredible music coming out. Same thing could be said for 50 Cent, because he had a period of time. But other people wasn't dropping bombs like was dropping during the 90s. During the 90s, Wu-Tang was out, Nas was out, who I consider to be better than both of those guys. They were incredible artists out. Fugees, there were incredible artists that was out. Mobb Deep, you understand? So they were at the top during a period of time where it was just incredible music being made. And that's why whenever I hear anybody still talk about Biggie and Jay-Z, pardon me, talking about Biggie and I know Little Fame, talking about Biggie and Tupac, Little Fame's let me be quiet. Talking about Biggie and Tupac, I say generally speaking, I just assume that they know they know music, because I'm assuming that they know music from that specific time period. People don't love music like they used to, fam. People from that time period love music. People from this time period, y'all don't love music. Y'all love artists. It's different. Tori Mosley says, Wayne, the only rap legend to give us the top selling male and female rappers as his prodigies, especially while he was still on top. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know what to tell you. What up, Smoke King? This is Good Morning, BBN fam. Salute. If you are enjoying any aspect of the show, you could always pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Would y'all like to go out on a walk this morning? Let me know. I think the phone is charged up enough, and I think we got enough charge in our extra battery. Would y'all like to go on a walk this morning? Put it in the chat. I'm going to leave it up to y'all as always. Would y'all like to go on a walk this morning? Put it in the chat. I was thinking about going in front of the building also. I was thinking about going outside also. Just standing in front of the building. So when I thought about that, I did, you know what? Maybe if we go outside, maybe we go for a walk. Maybe we don't. I'm fine. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We got 73 people in the room. Please hit that like button so we can send out some notifications. Look how close we are to 100. Hit that like button. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. And shout out to the two dudes we was hooping out with yesterday. High school kids. It's pretty okay. I gotta start playing hard more often, I think. What you mean by what if I find it? There's no other libraries around here, fam. That's why I had no choice. I couldn't get into no altercation with that kid inside of that building. I had no choice. Which is the right choice, by the way. I want to make it seem like I wanted to choose something different. I had no choice. What's going to happen when I'm just decide, you know what, I'm going to fight everybody that got a problem with me. I'm going to be walking around fighting all day, every day. I don't want that to be my life, fam. Shout out to Smoke King with the $5 drop. He said, let's get this super chat fire for Frost. We doing morning. We doing saloon this morning. Smoke King pulls up to the saloon. As he walks through the door, he has on his farmer pants. He has no shirts on. All you see is all of the marijuana is resonating out of it. It looks like it's coming out of his shoes. It's just all of the smokes. He walks into the building. Everybody starts coughing. The whole entire spot. And then as they start coughing, they start feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more jovial. Smoke King walks in. He walks up to the bartender. He says, look, I've done smoked about 5 blunts this morning. I'm gonna need me 16 muffins. I'm gonna need me 2 glasses of milk. And I'm gonna need me 3 ladies. Bartender says, smoking, this is only $5. He pushes him a muffin. He pushes him a coffee. And he pushes him a little bit of that sarsaparilla. Shout out to the Smoke King pulling up to the saloon this morning, doing all of the things. Pat said music has become oversaturated. Well, everybody sounds the same. So, yeah, pretty much. Once you do anything, everybody copies off of you. No originality. Like, people aren't inspired anymore. We was talking about inspiration earlier and being inspired. People aren't inspired anymore because there's too much hate going on. There's too much hate going on for people to be inspired. People like me that get inspired, I'm an anomaly, fam. Right nowadays, I'm a rarity, pardon me. I'm a rarity, not an anomaly. I'm a rarity now. Most people don't become inspired. Most people hate. You can't be inspired if you're busy hating, whether you're hating on purpose or hating vicariously through others or hating by accident. You can't become inspired by something if you're too busy hating on it. So that's part of music, problem that we have, just not just with music, but with the creation of whatever the hell. We have a situation where people spend so much time hating, and they're not spending enough time being encouraged by, influenced by. Also, because we have so much hate, that means that many people that are talented don't even get support. So that's literally something to think about. You know how many talented people don't even get support, fam? And that has to deal with the hate. There's just so much hate. So what are you going to do? Dude, I literally have little kids that follow me around to yell and scream at me. And so I just be places and they're yelling and screaming at me. And I'm just, the people that's around me like, yo, what's wrong with them? I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I got little kids that follow me around. They're like, I don't know how old they are. Just yelling and screaming at me. Just yelling and screaming at me. Inappropriate shit on top of that. Just yelling and screaming at me. I literally have little kids doing this, fam. And I'm not saying little kids. This shit is crazy, fam. Haters at an all-time. It's crazy, fam. Like, I could just imagine the mental health issues that these kids is going to have by the time they turn 20. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine the mental health problems that these kids is going to have by the time they turn 20. Couldn't imagine. All you could do, just, I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to say much more about that situation. I just live a different life, man. I don't know where to explain this to you. You probably heard them on the live yelling yesterday. If you was in here on the live is up from yesterday, fam, when I was playing basketball. You probably could hear them yelling in the background, just yelling. Apparently, I'm supposed to look in a manner that they find attractive. Apparently, they think that they're supposed to find me attractive. I'm not even capping to you. These are 2 little boys. Apparently, I'm supposed to look in a way that they find attractive. This is bananas, fam. This is what I'm trying to tell you. These kids got problems. I'm dead serious. You'll hear them yelling about how I'm not attractive for enough for them. Thank you. I don't get it. I don't get it. What else we talking about? Put it in the chat. We got 81 people in the room. What else we talking about? Put it in the chat. Dude, the live is on there. The dude that was playing basketball with me was like, them guys is gay or some shit like that. Something like that. He was like, them kids is gay or something like that. I was like, I don't know, fam. I'm not here for this. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Yes, I have a screen door, so I open up the door, so I can't get the motherfuckers to leave, but I might be able to get the motherfuckers to run over there to the screen door and leave me alone. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Yeah, so I'm not, once again, I'm not coming at them kids, man, but like, you gotta remember, when you doing weird shit to somebody in the street, all I gotta do is not react, fam, and people are just gonna understand that you're the one that got the mental health issues. Literally, all I gotta do is just not react. Because anything I do is probably they're gonna be able to say, "See, I told you." So all I gotta do is just not react. All I gotta just do is let you show everybody that you are a terrible human being, that you are a shit human being, that as a person you have failed. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. If we don't got nothing to talk about, if we done, it's not even 11 o'clock, man. What else y'all want to get into? Put it in the chat. I don't got nothing else to talk about right now. Nothing is what do y'all want me to discuss? What do y'all want me to discuss? Now, the only message I had for today that I wanted to talk about, just so we could be clear, is that we got to do something. We got to reach out. If we're gonna fix the next generation, if we're gonna stop the shootings like Cheese, and a lot of the other individuals who we don't know name. And I'm gonna tell you something that pisses me off though. So Hassan Campbell keeps saying nobody will care if it was a regular person that gets shot every time some celebrity gets shot. But we talk about when regular people get shot too, man. Every single person don't talk about it, but there's still people that talk about it. I think that that's just disingenuous. Disingenuous, pardon me. That's just my opinion. Like, do I talk about every single individual that gets shot? No, I don't. But nobody does. They talk about the ones that resonate with whatever their message is. And I think that that's kind of just a little disingenuous. That's all. I don't agree with that. Nobody would have been talking about this if he wasn't famous. Stop. There's a ton of people who are not famous that we talked about and changed. Before George Floyd, nobody knew who he was. Don't say because this guy's relative or whatever the case is. We was outraged about George Floyd before we found that out. Breonna Taylor's not nobody famous. She's not. We were outraged. So please stop saying that. You know what I'm saying? Certain situations, just certain things. Amon, what was his name? Amon Aubrey. He wasn't famous. So it just really ticks me off sometimes when people say that. You know, some situations is just different than others, and it's gonna have more discussion around it. It's just that simple. It's really just that. That's it. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. So every single time some rich person or somebody of note passes away, you don't have to say nobody would be talking about it if nobody knew. Because stop. Because we talk about people that nobody knew about all the time. We don't necessarily talk about every single incident, but that don't mean we don't talk about any. That's just incorrect, wrong, a lie. We got 76 people in. None of y'all got anything that y'all want to talk about? We done? I'm asking. We got 76 people in here. That's it? We done? I'm done with the Hassan conversation. You got to rewind it back to the beginning of the video to get more of that. I give it a minute more. I saw Whack 100 with Troy Ave. I wonder what that's gonna be about. So Whack 100 with Troy Ave. Kodak Black responded back to the situation revolving around Boosie, talking about him working with 6ix9ine. And once again, I don't understand why artists are trying to tell people who they can and can't work with. Like, how can you tell somebody who they can and can't work with? That man want to work with 6ix9ine for $10. He should be able to. If you want to work with him for free, you should be able to. You got paid $1 million. That's not even a reason to blame a nigga. You be like, yo, I work with that rat. Like, yo, they paid him $1 million. At that point, you're supposed to be like, damn, I get it. They got any more millions lying around? At that point, you're supposed to be just like, damn, I get it, fam. You work with it took $1 million, like, you know, we ain't gonna cap and act like we're not gonna do that for $1 million. Why you fronting? I think that's the question people should be asking. Yo, why they fronting? Act like they wouldn't have did that for $1 million. Why you fronting? No, I wouldn't because I'm super real. Why you fronting? Are you fronting? Boosie. For $1 million, you wouldn't have worked with 6ix9ine. $1 million. Boosie. You Boosie? All right. I hear you. I don't necessarily believe that shit, but I hear you. All right. So y'all guys are done. I'm done. That's all we have on the topic this morning. Um, since we don't have any more to discuss, I guess I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody, just have a beautiful day. Go out there, do something worth doing, and stamp God's name on it. At the end of the day, we should be trying to be an example. We should be attempting. Tori Mosey says, Wack trying to get Boosie to beef with him, but Boosie not falling for it yet. Laugh out loud. I wouldn't beef with Wack 100 at all, unless I just wanted promotion. Be honest with you. If I wanted promotion, then I beef with him. Me being Jack Frost, I don't beef. I'm talking about if I was Boosie. If I was Boosie, I wouldn't beef with Wack 100 unless he wanted promotion. Multiple different reasons. But if Wack 100 already set his sights on Boosie, then Boosie don't gotta beef with him. Wack 100 is gonna probably keep him in his mouth. You already know Wack 100 give it up. Tell me where to lie at. I'm here. I'm listening. Tell me where to lie at. Wack 100 100% will keep you in his mouth. Just keep talking about you, even if you don't got shit to say about him. So, all right. Shout out to you, K-Pat. Appreciate you for being here. So, as far as that is concerned, that's the way I feel about it. In any regard. That's the way I feel about it. All right, we're about to get up out of here. If you enjoyed this show and you just want to show your appreciation for the content that we are dedicated to bringing to y'all, if you just want to show some support to the platform just in general, you could always pull up to the Cash App, the Super Chat, and or the PayPal, or you can go cop some merch. Link is in the description. Today we have our Frost shirt pinned. A Frost t-shirt is pinned to this particular video. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang, hashtag Bronx Bones. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one. I'm out.